It's Friday. We made it. It's a long week. I don't know about for you, but it was for me. I've been tested this week. Mentally, physically, definitely physically. Um, Not so much spiritually, but it's been it's been an interesting one. I had some people reach out to me that I haven't talked to in forever, or if ever, and they're like, Reese, we like the videos, and I'm like, cool. You get something from it? Yeah, man, it helped me out and stuff. That's all we doing it for, to help you out. Because at the end of the week, look, just trying to relax, you try to vibe, man. Unless you work tomorrow, I'm sorry. But if not, even if you do, embrace that shit. You know, I'm gonna tell you what. Everybody don't have to do everything everybody doing. You know what I'm saying? If some people want to get out here and hustle and do something different, you want to do this, entrepreneur thing, you want to have your own business, you want to whatever. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5. Shit, something wrong with being broke. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get out there and get it. Get it. You know, just make sure that you're happy with what you're doing, with whatever you're doing. And if you're not happy, find a way to find that happiness. Because it's out there. Sometimes it's gonna take you longer than need be to find it, but as long as you find it. And then unfortunately, sometimes a lot of us we live our whole life and we don't find it, and that's sad. But today, let's be happy. Let's chill out. Let's vibe. You know, I really wasn't even gonna put out a video today because I'm like, people ain't got time for that. But I'm like, I remember why I'm doing this. It's not for views. It's not for any of that. It's just leaving these gems, for the future, for my kids, grandkids, whatever the case may be. Yeah, I just rolled up to him. But it's just a different feeling for me this week because my wife's gone out of town. She on vacay and daddy daycare for me and stuff, and I really just I got overwhelmed. I kind of took on a lot this week and didn't realize I was really taking on a lot. And all the news that you get isn't always the best news. And people know I'm very open as far as sharing what's going on with me and stuff like that. And I got some medical stuff going on, but no big deal. It's been going on for 3 years and stuff. But I just started really thinking about I got a surgery coming up and stuff next week, and it's just like I put so many things on my plate. You forget what you got going on, and I got people coming down, and we doing business stuff, and it's just I gotta backpedal. I gotta reevaluate because you can't be spreading yourself thin. Go out here and grind and get it, but shit, you gotta have time for you. You gotta relax. You gotta rest. You gotta chill. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take a second because I had to catch myself today doing the exact same thing. I had a list of stuff that was going on, list of it, and I'm just like back and forth. I ain't even eat until 7 o'clock, but all day long, running. So my daughter, we're gonna get this done. We'll get that done. The outside stuff, inside pool. It's crazy. But you got to do all this stuff. But in the same token, it's like I'm doing it on my own. My wife is gone, and it ain't like my wife gone for a day. Like my wife gone for 4 days. It's me and the kids and all the responsibilities and everything. And you think you that dude, until she gone, and you like, oh, it's just me. And then you go to sleep and you wake up and it's day 2, and you like, oh, it's just me. So they say behind every man is a strong woman. Look, behind every every married man is a woman that's gonna put up with his shit, you know. And I have a lot of shit, and I give my wife a lot of shit, but my wife deserved to get the hell out of here. She worked hard, she bust her ass, you know what I'm saying? She allowed me to be me and do what I need to do, so I guess that's something I didn't really touch on. You gotta have people in your corner that's there for you no matter what. You know, that's a rarity. You ain't gonna always have that. But it doesn't have to be a significant other. It could be a family member. It could be a best friend, you know. But you got to have people that are going to be there and not going to judge you and going to allow you to spread your wings and just do what you want to do. You know, because when you got people that don't allow you to be who you are and it's just going to mess shit up. You're not going to be able to move and maneuver the way you want when you got people stepping on your neck or cutting you down every step of the way. It just ain't going to work that way. It's never going to work. That goes the same on the relationship side. Same thing. Same rules apply. If people are cutting you down, you ain't going to want to be in that relationship. Same thing at work. If people ain't appreciating you, you're going to want to get the hell out of there. So, you got to know your value, you know, and you also got to know when to get the hell out of there and walk away and move on. You know, because you might be at work all day long thinking, man, I want to do this and I want to do that and stuff, you know. When you go do it. Time waits for no man. True story. I used to say some goofy shit, you know, work now, rest when you're dead. That was in my 20s. Well, now, work smarter, rest when you want. That's my business motto. Work smarter, rest when you want. When you control what you're doing, everything will work itself out. It'll all work itself out. But when it's not working out, you gotta accept the fact that the shit ain't working out, and you gotta find a median. You gotta find something to bring you back. You gotta find something to clutch, something to hold on to. Because I always say, if you ain't got nothing to work towards or nothing to believe in, then you out here just going at this haphazardly. Like, what's the point? What are you doing this for? You know, some people get up and they just want Jordans. You know, some people just want a pair of fucking, you know what I'm saying, a pair of shoes. Some people just want the car. Some people just want to go out and drink all weekend. And they cool with that, and that's all they want. But in the reality, it's not. People are out here taking, a lot of times, life for granted. Maybe not so much now after the pandemic and shit, but it's a lot of instances where you gotta think back and say, I don't even remember what it was like before this. You know, 'cause that's how I am. But I think at the end of the day, it's all about you. You got to take care of you first, and, you know, then family second. But you got to take care of you first. If you ain't taking care of you first, then you can't take care of nobody. Have you seen the other video? You can't give nobody 100% of 50. You need to be at your best so you can give people your best. Mental toughness, all of that shit comes into play. But you have to be focused. It's the Friday focus. That's what we will call it. The Friday focus. You gotta be focused. You gotta want more than, like I say, than the shit that's telling you you can't have it. Than the people that's telling you you can't have it. Whatever it is you want. You know, a lot of people just want to be fucking comfortable. But you got a lot of people that live in this other world, this social media world, and they think that they deserve the Lamborghini and the mansion and all of that shit, and they just fucking work at Chipotle. So guess what? That shit probably ain't happening. was talking to my brother and my guy the other day, and I'm like, I listen to that album a lot, man. I listen to that El Patron, that dog. I listen to that a lot. That dog's a lot. I listen to it, and I'm like, we on the porch talking about it. I'm like, I said, so my homie hit me on some shit, and he was like, you really don't know what you have until it's gone. And I'm like, ain't no new shit. Ain't nothing new. He was like, no. What I mean is, a lot of this shit don't seem real. You seem like you tapped in, like you locked into all of this shit, this technology, everything around you. But it's not until you hit that bottom that you realize all of that shit was bullshit. Like you hear a lot of people say, we was happier when we were poor, but when we got rich, that's when the signals got crossed. That's when shit got switched. Jay-Z. I don't know if I got the lyrics right, but whatever. Just think about that shit. Money ain't gonna be everything. It's not. You can be rich other ways. Once you got a mental capacity that tells you that all of this shit is just material shit, then you'll realize that the true happiness is really just it's just that space that you fill up inside your chest with all of those memories and all of those people and all of those experiences and all of those failures. It's just the fucking love. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's the only reason we doing this. That's the only reason we do this, for the love. That's the only reason I'm doing this. It's for the love. I love to see people loving life. I love to see people win. I love to see people happy. Now, that might not be reciprocated all the way around, but today I can say that. I couldn't say that, 5-6 years ago. I had a lot of malice in my heart. I had a list of people that, I would have caused harm to, but nevertheless, I'm past all that. I just learned how to channel my energies differently. And it's always this stigma about, you can't talk to people and you can't, you got to be hard. When you a man, you got to be tough. You got to be hard. Don't cry. Keep your chest out. All that shit. But that's the reason why people be at a boiling point, because they walking around with the whole weight on their fucking shoulders at all times, and then the littlest thing causes people to just blow a fuse. So if you don't keep that shit in check, or you don't check that shit at the door, then it's always going to be a problem. All of it. I got a family member that's had, a friend get shot, had a friend, die, and all of this at a young age, 16, 21, you know what I'm saying? And never dealt with that loss. And now it's just weighing on him. And his life is just scattered. It's just everywhere. All because he just won't deal with it. You got to deal with that pain in order to move on. You're not complete. You're never going to be complete. You got to find balance and you got to find happiness within yourself first. And it ain't nothing wrong with talking to people. And if you can't talk to people, talk to your phone. You know what I'm saying? You got hotlines you can call. Talk to somebody, but you gotta get that shit out. Don't walk around here holding that shit in. People out there care. I fucking care. Like, it just amazes me at the level of, I guess, ignorance. Because, and I'm saying ignorance lightly, you only know what you know based on how you're raised and stuff. And I'm not gonna jump back into all of that. But if nobody ever told you, you know, hey, if you got a problem, you can go talk to this, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. But if your parents never told you that, you didn't know. And then if you hear all of these people and all these things about, if you go do that, you crazy and all of this stuff, you're not. You got a fucking car, okay? You don't drive it until the fucking engine blows. No, you get a fucking oil change. Fucking maintenance. You gotta maintain this shit. You gotta vent. Do whatever you do. You gotta vent. You gotta go to the range. You gotta smoke something. You gotta go drink something. You gotta go to vacay. You gotta do whatever you gotta do, but you gotta find that center and keep your balance so that you can make it through your whatever your work week is, and then the life stuff after that. That's really all I got. I ain't gonna do it too much more. We get into it tomorrow. Be safe.